Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rebecca. If you are returning, then welcome back. Today's video is going to be a bit of a chilled kind of video, just playing with some makeup that I haven't used in a little while. With being in lockdown, I kind of just stick to the same products just because it's easy to grab, it's on the go. But today I'm going to use a couple of products that I haven't been reaching for lately. There is a few products in this that I will be using that I used in maybe another video, just because I am running out of some things and I don't really need to go and buy it right now because I've still got some left of the other stuff. But yeah, if you would like to see what kind of makeup look I wind up creating, then please just keep watching. Right, so for primer first, I'm going to go in with the Max Factor Face Infinity. I have used this a couple of times in lockdown, but I've mainly been using the Max Strobe Cream. So I'm just going to give this a go. I do quite like this primer actually, it is quite good. I just don't find myself reaching for it as often because I do have other primers that worked as well, but this is like nearly full. Then for foundation today, I'm going to be using the two stick foundations. I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in Warm Ivory, and the Makeup Revolution stick foundation in F3. This is just a little bit too glowy for me, so I'm going to mix the two and hopefully we should be okay. And we'll hopefully it actually matches me. I really have not got a lot of this left. I do actually really like this foundation. I've just not found myself using it as much. So I'm just going to be using the Real Techniques. This is the 301. This is just like a flat brush to buff this in. I think when you get stuck into using one foundation, because I really like the Revolution Conceal and Define, if you didn't already know, then I think it kind of gets to the point where you just wind up using the same thing and kind of forget about your other products. So today is going to be a video where I'm using the other products that I don't normally, well, not that I don't normally reach for, it's just that I have like my true favourites. But that was quite nice on the skin actually. Especially them two mixed together, it does look quite nice. And it's quite a good colour match as well actually, which is good. Right, now for concealer, I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix one and maybe a little bit of the Studio Finish concealer. The probably only concealer that I do have quite a bit left of is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but that is a bit too light at the moment even to mix in with this. I could probably do about a dot, but other than that it's going to be like a bit too whitey, just because I still have a little bit of a tan. So I'm just popping this underneath. This is in the shade NW22. And then I'm just going to be popping this down the centre of my nose, on my chin, lip, and in between the brows. I'm pushing it in with my Real Techniques sponge again. Concealer is just like the life saviour of everything. If you didn't see my Fresh Face makeup, I'll leave it linked above. It's where I basically just use like mainly concealer, just to kind of cover up little spots on your face that you want concealing, rather than doing like a full face of makeup. It leaves your face looking quite glowy and quite fresh, and I really like the way that comes out. But today I just fancied playing around with a bit more makeup. Now for just directly underneath my eyes, just where it's a little bit darker, just in this area here, I'm just going to be taking my sponge and this concealer here and just swiping it in it. Just taking a bit more product and just bouncing this underneath my eye. It just gives me a little bit more coverage. So normally I would do this with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'd put a little bit of that in because that's a bit more high coverage, but like I said, it's just a little bit too light. Now to set my face, I'm going to be using the original RCMA powder, and I know I pretty much use this in all my videos, but I probably haven't used this in about 7 weeks. I've been using the Kat Von D one a little bit more because obviously I have had this and I haven't given it a true test. So I'm going to be coming back to this one today and just using this. So I'm not going to be super powdering all over my face. I'm mainly going to be setting under my eyes, my lids, centre of my face, and maybe like a light dusting on the rest of my face. But I'm just going to be using this kind of like tapered brush. This is one from the Body Shop. I really like this brush, and I'm just pressing it underneath. Just a light dusting. because I don't know what eye makeup I'm going to be doing yet. So if I wind up doing something a little bit brighter or bolder or something, if any falls down, it means that it's not going to stick to my face makeup, and I can easily wipe it away when it's powdered. Today it's kind of a bit of a miserable-ish day. It's not that nice. It's quite cloudy. It's not like freezing, but it's really quite cloudy actually. Wish the nice weather had just come back. It's so much better. Makes everyone just feel so much happier as well. Big powder brush and just a tiny little bit. Just dusted. Right now, for bronzer, I was actually trying to work out what kind of bronzers I haven't used in a while, and there is a few, but I thought I would actually choose a palette that has got like eyeshadows in as well, because this palette I think I've used it once, and I think it was in a video, and I've not used it since, which is a bit of a shame because it's a really nice palette. And it's the Rachel Leary palette by Makeup Revolution, and this is just what it looks like. It's got a bronzer, a blush, a highlight and everything in it, and I just don't know why I haven't reached for it well, because it's got my colours in it. So I was going to use, like, I did actually have another selection picked out, but when I thought about that, I thought I have used it, I have used it quite a lot, and I have used it in my videos quite a few times before, whereas this, I've literally used it once, and I don't even think I've actually used it, not on camera afterwards, which is really kind of stupid. It was kind of at the bottom of my palette drawer, so I'm going to be using this today. So for bronzer and contour, I'm going to be taking Caramel Slice, which is obviously the bronzer colour, and I'm going to be taking this brush right here. It might be a little bit too dark, but I'm going to kind of go in lightly and then build it up. So I'm just working it on my cheeks to begin with. Oh no, it's not too bad if I just build it up. I actually can't remember the last time I set my face with a full powder. Well, not a full powder, but like underneath my eyes and everything like that. I've mainly just been going for like the simple like go-to makeup or the fresh faced. So this is definitely like kind of bringing me out, but it's quite nice to actually sit and just mess with makeup. Because let's just face it, we've got nothing else to do while we're in lockdown, have we? Then for blush, I can't remember actually if this glittery, if this blush has a lot of glitter payoff. We'll just see how it comes out. I'm just going to try it a little bit on my apples, and if it does come out quite intense, I might use the other one that I was thinking about, just because I don't want it to be too super glitzy. But let's give it a go, because I actually can't remember how it comes out. That's how bad it is. So I'm just using this on a duo fibre blush brush and just popping it right on my cheeks. Yeah, it's got a bit of a sheen. Might build it up and then see what I think. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing, by the way. I am using natural lighting today because even though it's cloudy, it is still quite bright. So I thought, why not take advantage of using natural lighting? Even though it has got a bit of a shimmer in it, I do quite like it. I'm just going to put a bit more on. Then for highlight, I'm going to mix this one and this one together, and the lighter one's called Get It Poppin' and the other one's called Golden Hour. I'm just taking this on a fan brush. I haven't actually used a fan brush to highlight in actually a while. Lately I've been using the Jaclyn Cosmetics brushes, and I do quite like them. That's really nice. Tell you what actually I might do, because I don't really use, I've used the Jaclyn brushes with the MAC highlighters and they are quite good. Well, I like the skin finishes and they are quite good. I'm going to test one of the Jaclyn brushes, one of the Jaclyn Cosmetics brushes with like a normal one. I'm going to take this side of the brush because there's not as much highlighter on there. Sorry, I've not actually got a full clean one. So just by swiping it, there's no highlighter left on that brush. Well, there might be a little bit on the other side, but I'm going to be using this side. I'm going to do the same and mix the two. Just kind of see what it's like using it with, like, obviously I'm sure it'll be fine, but I just want to see what it's like. See if it like makes it any more intense. It does actually, doesn't it? It does make it more intense actually. I quite like, I have really been liking these brushes anyway, but going to do brows again. I'm going to do top of my brow with a fan brush and obviously this. Just to kind of, so kind of like dust it on. Now I did put quite a bit on my brush. I'm just going to pop a bit more on. So there we go. It's on the top of my brow if you can see it. I'm going to do the same again with the Jacqueline brush. God, yeah, it definitely makes it more intense. Look at that. Oh well. Very nice. I'm going to pop a little bit on my nose, just a tiny little bit. Right, now for brows. Obviously, as you know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I have really been enjoying just lightly setting them. So the one that I haven't actually been gravitating towards is, which is quite a surprise because I was using this quite a lot before lockdown, is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This is perfect. Do really like it, but I have actually been reaching towards, I've been using up the Benefit Gimme Brow because this literally matches my eyebrow tint to a T. So if I'm doing like my fresh face makeup, then it doesn't look as though I've got absolutely anything on my brows. Or I've just been using the other ones and stuff. And as you know, I do have obviously powders and stuff, like, but I haven't been reaching towards, I do like more natural brows at the moment. So I'm just going to be going in with this one, and like I said, this is in the shade Chocolate. And just setting my brows into place. There'll probably be a day that I will go back to like more of a stronger, like filled in brow. I really like this way at the moment because it just keeps it really nice and natural. So there is my brows done. I really am loving how my skin makeup looks. I think it looks really nice and glowy. So yeah, really liking that. So now for eyes, I'm still going to be using the Rachel Leary palette, but also a palette that I haven't been using. So obviously you can see there's quite a few different shades in there, but they're kind of like on the warm, kind of bronzy, orangey shades that I would normally use. So I kind of want to come out of my comfort zone a little bit, just so that then, you know, it's a bit different. So I'm going to be going in with the Imagination palette as well. I haven't used this in like, oh God. And I really liked it. It's kind of the same, like it's kind of the same kind of colours, but I think I'm going to come up with an eye look that's different, even though these look very, very similar. Well, not similar, but kind of like the same colour regime. But anyway, with a big buffer brush like this, I'm going to go in with the Imagination palette first. I'm going to go in with this one here, which is Shoppy, I think. Yeah, Shoppy. I'm popping it in the crease. But I'm kind of like, I'm going to put it in the crease, but kind of blow it up a little bit. So do it quite high up. Oh, I really like that colour. It's quite soft as well. Blending in really nicely. Makeup Revolution is such a good brand for like inexpensive like eyeshadows. They are quite cheap. I can't remember how much these palettes are, but I'll leave a little thing here of how much these palettes are. I'm going to kind of extend this a little bit past here. Just slightly past the tail of my brow. So do you see how that looks? I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. I'm going to go in with this Honey Bee shade here, and I'm literally going to be popping this on the inner part of my crease, and I'm using a really small brush to do this. And the inner corner a little bit. Just kind of soften where this meets. Just to make that a bit more orangey. I don't exactly know where I'm going with this yet, but I'm going to go in with this Red Velvet shade out of the Rachel Leary palette. Taking the same kind of brush, but obviously with no product on it. Now I'm going to be kind of stamping this on the outer third and connecting it and blending it into like this kind of shape that we're kind of creating. How poppy it, sir? Wow, that's pigmented. Okay. I forgot how pigmented these shades are in this palette. So we're just going to be stamping it out, blending it up to this point here, softening this, don't really know where I'm going with this yet, but we'll find out. Gonna work this through the crease. You can't knock it. Right. I am liking the way that looks, but I want this really nicely blended. So I'm just gonna go in with the big fat brush that I just used and soften this all out. Right, same on the other eye, back in a sec. Right, now, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to go in with the shade Trying It out of this palette, which isn't as warm as that berry shade. I'm going to put this really tight in my crease. And I'm using the Mini Sigma E25 blending brush to do this. So I'm literally just popping it right in the crease. I'm going to kind of feather it down, but not too much. So we've got a nice little gradient going on, like so. So I'm actually just going to go back in with that orange that I was just using, that Honeybee, and bring it in just a tiny little bit more and blend it with this shade right here. Just bringing it in a tiny bit. So I'm just going to be cleaning up this outer edge now with just a flat brush like this, some translucent powder, and just clean it right up. Right there, see? Also, because it just makes it a little bit lighter, it just makes it pop a little bit more, which is what I like. Now, I'm going to do something that I didn't think I was going to do, just spur of the moment. I'm going to be taking, which is smaller, a very small blender brush, and I'm going to be taking this red shade here called Pucker Up. I'm going to be buffing this lightly just under the waterline. It's a nice shade actually. Then I'm going to take the same kind of small blending brush. I'm going to take the shade that we've got on the top of the crease here, which is Shoppy, and kind of buff the very edges of this. I'm going to kind of bring it up here a little bit. I know we just clean that up, but it'll just connect it in. Just very lightly. I'm not wanting to change that red colour too much, I'm just wanting to make it a little bit more smokier. Then I'm going in with the purple just on my waterline. I'm using the Avon Glimmer Stick Diamonds in Sugar Plum. So it's just like made that look a little bit deeper. Right, I've just swatched about God knows how many different shades on my hand because I didn't know what one I wanted to go for, because I didn't want one that was too orangey and I didn't want one that was too pink. So because I couldn't decide, I'm going to be going, well, I'm just going to be going in with this shade here, Goddess, because it just stands out a little bit more. It's just not exactly like orangey as much, so it should stand out that a bit more, I'm hoping. I'm just taking it on a flat brush and pressing it on the lid. And obviously just in the centre where we have actually got no shadow. Got like a multitude of colours going on here. So that's just what it looks like. I am going to add a little bit of Fix Plus to it just to kind of make it really intense. So you can use any kind of setting spray, but I just like to use this because it makes it so much more intense, so much nicer. For my brow bone, I'm going to take the shade Angel out of this palette here. Oh, that's pretty. Just popping it right there. I don't want to drag it too far down because obviously we've got that nice blend going on. Literally where I've just left like my skin showing through. This is where I'm just putting this. It's so pretty. And pop it on my inner corner as well. Then for mascara, because it's the only kind of one that I do actually have at the moment that isn't like, that's actually a decent one at the moment. And it's the one that I tested out in my Fresh Faced makeup, and it's the Colossal Big Shot mascara by Maybelline in Daring Black. I'm just popping some mascara on. I really like how this look came out. As for lip product wise, I don't really have lipsticks that I don't use that often. I will kind of interchange them. Like I have a couple of different ones in my bag and I just go for whatever one goes with the look. It's kind of a hard one to choose. Because I do have some other lipsticks in my drawer, but I kind of use them for like looks that are specifically for that, whereas obviously with this I can't choose any lip colour. So for today I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Lolita 2. I'm just going to use the Stila Lip Glaze. This is in the shade Glimmer. And just popping this right on the middle. And then kind of blending the edges. So this is just the finished makeup look. I really like how it came out. It was just playing around with a couple of different colours. Obviously this is still kind of in my colour, kind of normal regime. But you could kind of tone it down a little bit and make it a little bit more wearable. Like you don't have to make it as blown out as I did. But I think it's really nice. It's not too bright, but I think it looks really nice. I really like the lip colour with it. I especially like the little shimmer that I put on the lips. So yeah. If you have enjoyed this kind of like little kind of fun, just using products that I haven't used in a while, because obviously I haven't got any product reviews up yet, because obviously I'm not going shopping that much and I'm not really trying to order too much online, so I'm just kind of like doing videos with what I've got, and I'm trying to think of new ideas, but it is getting kind of hard. So if you have any video requests, then please leave them down below in the comments. I will love to see what you guys want to see. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will just catch you in my next one. Alright, bye guys.